what is up? It's Alisha. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a super casual, laid back Q&A video. If you guys don't know, I recently just hit my 1-year YouTube anniversary, which I am so excited about. This past year has been amazing. I feel like I have learned so much, like being on YouTube on my own, and just putting out these videos has been just awesome and so rewarding, and helping you guys has been fulfilling for me. So I have definitely enjoyed it. In honor of my 1-year YouTube anniversary, as well as hitting 40K on YouTube in my first year, I wanted to go ahead and do a super personal, casual Q&A video. So I asked you guys on Instagram, both on IG stories and on my Instagram feed, to go ahead and send in your personal questions, whether it be about parenthood, or I guess motherhood, marriage, dating advice, like life advice, being on YouTube, blogging, all that fun stuff. I asked you guys to send me your questions that you have been wanting to ask me for a while, and I'm finally going to go ahead and answer those for you guys. So I'm excited, get to talk to y'all, answer y'all's questions, and just be 100% real. So I actually got a ton of questions. So honestly, I probably can't get through all of them because we'd be sitting here for hours, and I have a date with Cortes in like an hour and a half. So I am going to break this video up into 2 parts, because I got a really good bulk of questions about YouTube and blogging, and then also about dating, marriage, and motherhood. So I'm going to separate those and do one video focused on all of the personal relationship questions, and then one video focused on just tips on YouTube, blogging, all that fun stuff. So the YouTube video will be up tomorrow. So you guys don't have to wait. It'll be up tomorrow. So stay tuned for that video and check back on this channel to see all those questions answered. And today's video will be just on, marriage advice, all of that, dating, everything. Everything else that's not YouTube or blogging related will be on today's Q&A video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm excited to see what you guys asked. So the first question is from My Life as Yana. And her question was, did you and Cortes ever break up prior to getting married? And if so, what caused you all to get back together? So to answer your question, yes, Cortes and I did break up. We broke up after 2 years of dating. So we dated from whenever I had turned 19, and right before my 21st birthday, we broke up. And we have our own separate ideas about why we broke up. But for me personally, I feel like we just weren't on the same page at this point in our lives. Like, I don't really know what Cortes wanted. I really don't. I still don't know to this day. But for me, I feel like we weren't on the same page. I feel like, I don't know, y'all. We just like kept arguing so much. Like, everything would cause an argument. We would just fight all the time. We weren't happy. I feel like I would cry like almost every other day, because I just was not happy with like the relationship and how it was. And so we just parted ways, and then we got back together February of that next year. So in between that time, we dated other people and got to experience that, which I feel like was really good for us. But dated other people, did our own thing, became friends again. So around like January, we started to talk again, actually communicate, be friends. And then around February, we were just like, let's try this one more time. And we tried it out. And ever since, we have been perfect, or not perfect, but A-okay, and going strong and loving each other and not fighting like we were back in 2011. So that's our little breakup story. It's actually more to the story, but I'm gonna keep it short and simple, and that's pretty much the gist of us breaking up and us getting back together. The next question is from Blissfully Brit. Her question is, how long did it take for you to realize that Cortes was the one for you? Honestly, it didn't take long, because like I mentioned earlier, I was not for dating. Like, whenever I got to college, and I met him like a month into my freshman year of college. So I had just gotten out of a terrible relationship. I was not for dating at all. And then I met him like a month into to school. And honestly, at first I had no idea where this would go. Like, I didn't really expect much out of it, but then he started being like, so, it was like different. Like, it was just like a very genuine, caring, loving guy that I barely knew, that still, I could tell he was just like warming up to me, being comfortable with me. I was comfortable with him. Like, it just felt so natural. Like, it's hard to explain, but it just felt so natural. I remember one time I had the flu. We weren't even official yet, and we had just started talking, and I had the flu. And he was just there by my side the entire time. Like, he did not care what he had going on. He was there for me, took me to the doctor, got me some medicine, like, made me some soup. Like, y'all, he was just amazing. And so from that day, I was like, this is the one. Like, he is just so selfless, so caring, cared about what I want and my needs. And I felt the same about him, like, with no regrets, no fears, no nothing. It just felt so natural. And from, like, I guess the first semester of my freshman year, I knew it. Next question is from Miss Lua Faces. I hope I'm saying that right. But her question is, where do you get Val's hair bows from? I order her hair bows from Amazon. So next question is from Rhonda Nicole, and her question is, are you planning to go back into the workforce? And if so, do you want to work full-time from home again versus having to leave home from work every day? As far as me going back into the workforce, that part is unknown. I honestly have no idea. I am job searching, but as far as if I'll take a job I'm offered, that part, I don't know. I don't want a job that I don't feel 100% comfortable with, passionate about, all of that stuff. So honestly, it just depends on if I find the right job for me. If I don't, then I will embrace this time in my life where I am working from home and being pretty much available to Cortes and Valerie all the time. I love that right now, and it's how I can just get up and go at any point in time and be there for either of them. So it just depends. I'm not against working again. Like, if I did, I did, and I have no problems with it. It's just making sure it's the right job for me. And regarding if I want to be work from home or going into an office, personally, if I did work, I would want both. Possibly want to work from home a couple of days a week and then go into the office a couple of days a week. If I could get both, I'd be happy. But if I had to do one or the other, I wouldn't care either. Jenny B asked, how do you and Cortes get through stressful situations? And she also asked, how did you know you were ready to have kids? So for the first part of her question, Cortes and I are both very straightforward. We're very straightforward. I mean, sometimes I will have the problem where I'll like bottle a few things up, but for the most part, I pretty much like tell him how I feel then and there, and vice versa. He has no problem being straightforward with me and telling me how he feels, and there is never any guessing about how he feels because he lets me know like all the time how he feels, and if he has a problem with something, he'll let me know, and vice versa. So I feel like we get through our situations by communicating. Like, that is the number one key to a lasting, loving marriage is communication. Because whenever you don't communicate, like, everything else starts to fall apart. And it does happen, and when it does happen, it's like, it's hard to get it back together. So we always communicate. We talk a lot. We just put it all on the table, and then we fix it. And that's just how it is. We don't hold grudges. And we also laugh a lot. So one thing about us is if we do argue, we almost always laugh or are laughing within 20, 30 minutes max. Like, and then we'll say how stupid the argument was. Like, we just don't hold ill feelings toward each other. How did we know we were ready to have kids? We just felt it was the right time because Cortes was going into his last year of college, his PhD program, and it just felt right. Like, I was working, I had a job, he was working, he had a job, he was graduating. It just made sense for us. We had been dating been together for so long, it's like, what else is left? Like, for us, it just made sense. We travel even with Valerie, so that part didn't really stray us away. We both felt that we could build our careers while also taking care of a kid. And we have done that successfully. So there wasn't really anything that we felt would stop us from being great parents, great professionals, great wife and husband. Like, we feel comfortable in the decision and we don't regret it, not one bit. Next question is from Zane Lemur, and she asked, would you do a meetup in Houston around like December? Possibly, if people are up for it. You guys know I'm from Houston, so I have no problem driving to Houston. It's a couple hours away and doing a meetup. So if y'all want one, let me know. Her other question is, how do you feel about staying abstinent for marriage? I definitely recommend staying abstinent for marriage and just saving yourself for your husband. Now, did I stay abstinent for marriage? No, I was very, very, very stupid in high school. I'm gonna do a video on like my life in high school because I was so stupid and I regret so much stuff, and this is one of them. So I would just say, save yourself, girl. All these guys out here are not worth it, and it'll be worth it in the end with your future husband. So just don't. And her last question is, what are my views on alcohol? I drink alcohol, so there you go. Next question is from Gotta Have Faith 334. Do you think it's better to have a joint bank account when you are married? Yes, I think it makes the most sense to have a joint account because I feel like it makes it so much easier to pay for bills and things like that with a joint account. So I say go for it, but nothing wrong with having your own account and a joint account to have money for yourself and for the family, you know? Next question is from the Prototype 21. She asks, how do you enjoy living in San Antonio? I love living in San Antonio. Will this be our forever like location? That part is unknown, but for now we are enjoying it. We love it here. It is so pretty. Like, y'all, it is so pretty here. The hills, like the views here are amazing. The weather here has been really nice. I feel like summer hasn't been that crazy, so we just enjoy everything about it. The food here is amazing. Shopping here is amazing. The family-oriented activities are amazing. It's just fun all around. So yeah, we love it. We enjoy it and plan to be here for a while. If things change, but for now we have plans to be here for quite some time. PTRSH.A. I'm not sure how I should say that, but yeah, this question is from her. She said, I hope it's not too personal, but was Cortes your first love? And did you know he would be the one when you first met him? Yes, I knew he would be the one. And then, was Cortes my first love? My real true love? Yes. What I thought was love? No. Do I regret that? Yes, y'all. Like I said, I have major regrets about my past decisions and the past guys I've dated. So just go with that. But my first like real true love that I felt like totally and completely in love with, yes. Next question is from Myra_love. Her question is, does Valerie ever play outside, like at the park or water park? Yes, she plays outside practically every day. As far as water parks go, not yet because she's still really small, like pretty little to be hanging out with the big kids at the water park, but going outside, yes. And we plan to do more water park activities next summer when she's a little bit older. But yeah, she's only one now, so it just feels like a little bit too much activity for her. I am Maria Victoria asks, how do you manage being a new mom and also making time for your partner? It is very hard, but it's all about making a schedule. Cortes and I actually just created a new schedule for him and I. So pretty much whenever Valerie is awake, it's all about her and having family time. But when she's asleep, it's all about us. So we take time every night to hang out for at least a few hours. We'll watch movies together, watch a show together, eat dinner together, like all of that stuff together, and just like it be solely about him and I, no babies, no nothing. And it makes it so much easier because Valerie goes to bed around 7:30. So it's pretty much a date night for us, and we'll sit down in the kitchen, light a candle, make food together, like all that stuff is just about him and I. And it's so amazing because we can talk, like just vent, be about us, and it makes it so much easier to help balance the motherhood part and the family part with also the personal quality lovey-dovey husband and wife time. Next question is from Ayana Bolton. She asks, what's one habit that Cortez has that aggravates you but he doesn't know it? Honestly, Cortez knows what aggravates me. He still may do it, but he knows. And I would say it's probably the fact that he sometimes thinks he knows too much. Like, my husband, y'all, has been through years and years and years of school. He has a PhD in biomedical engineering. So he just has been through a lot and learned so much over the years. And sometimes that translates into him thinking he knows like everything, and I have to put him back in his place. So I'm the one that keeps him level-headed, lets him know that he doesn't know everything in the world and that he can be wrong. So that's probably the biggest thing that aggravates me about him. But honestly, he is very similar to me. So much doesn't aggravate me about him because we're so similar. Her other question is it weird kissing, hugging, and flirting in front of Valerie? Not really, because we want for Val to grow up seeing a very happy and loving marriage. Now, sometimes Cortez does take it too far. And I'm like, babe, like, chill. But overall, like, it doesn't bother us at all because we want her to see that. We want her to see what Black love is. We want for her to see, like, how a husband and wife should interact with each other. It should be happy and fun and loving and just, it should be normal, So, no, it does not bother us at all. It's not weird for us. It's just how we are, and we don't want for her to, get this vision of, parents should be super, awkward and not touchy-feely at all, not kiss at all. No. We want for her to see what a true loving marriage really is. Next question is from China Doll 4, and she asks, how did you and Cortez prepare yourselves for marriage in the year or so leading up to marriage, i.e. marriage counseling, sessions at church, etc.? We did do marriage counseling a few months before we got married, and honestly ours wasn't too long because of the fact that we had already pretty much given ourselves marriage counseling before we had even gotten engaged. We had kind of talked through our life's plans, how we plan to, tackle finances and all the different things that they talk about in marriage counseling. So once we had got to marriage counseling, there wasn't much to discuss because we had pretty much already laid it all out and talked about practically every single thing that could possibly interfere with our marriage and already had an idea of how you wanted to, attack those issues. So we did it, but I feel like we kind of already did it before we even went to marriage counseling. And our marriage counseling was at our church. It was probably about 4 sessions for us. But of course, different couples need different things and need to pay more attention to certain things. So like I said, it all depends on the couple and how you guys are and interact as a couple. One of my Neos, Crystal, asked 2 questions. Her first question was, why are you so bomb? Thanks, girl. And the second question was, how can I land a stay-at-home job? I would love that. Honestly, I have no idea because I feel like it is so hard. And if you guys don't know, the job that I just had, which was a work-from-home job, was not originally a work-from-home job. It just happened to turn out that way, but it was not ever supposed to be a work-from-home job. So I cannot tell you. I feel like it's so hard to not get a work-from-home job that's not customer service, talking on the phone. I haven't had much luck finding a job in my career field that is a work-from-home job. Unless you have 20 years of experience, it's really hard. So I had no clue, girl. I can't help you there. So I'm gonna answer a few more questions from my Instagram feed. First question is from Ajike _ Patunola. I totally apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, but her question is, do you ever get overwhelmed with everything going on, being a mother, a wife, business owner, daughter? Yes, 24/7. But what helps me is scheduling things out. So I have a specific time during the day whenever I work, and then a specific time during the day whenever I'm hanging out with Cortes and Val, and then a time during the day whenever I'm hanging out with just Cortes. And I feel like that helps keep things balanced. Like, it helps me out so much. And for me, I do have a couple of nights during the week that I do stay up and work, but I try my best to work during the day, like get as much as I can get done during the day, so that way I'm not overwhelmed and like crazy busy at night. So it's just scheduling. It's all about scheduling things out and trying to make the most of my time. Unique, she asked, why did you and Cortes prefer to have a destination wedding? Because we did not want a big wedding at all. We saw my sister Kyra and Dion have a big wedding, and we did not want to deal with the stress and also just like the pressure of having this perfect wedding and just having to deal with the craziness of wedding planning. I feel like a destination wedding made it so much easier. We had about 30 guests, and it was the best thing ever. We got married in Jamaica, and we had a party on the beach. That was our idea, just to have one big party on the beach with, you know, food and drinks and just having a ball. And it was just so much more carefree. And we loved it, enjoyed it, and I wish we could do it again because it was so much fun. And her other question is, how old are you? I am 27, almost 28. I turned 28 in October. Hi Vibes Pop asked, do you see yourself pursuing a graduate degree in the future? No, I didn't like school. Especially college, well, the coursework. I didn't like it very much, and I have no plans to go back to get a graduate degree. Val_D asks, how have you been able to stay positive concerning finances after being laid off? Well, one, I don't have a choice but to be positive about it, because if I was negative about it, I would get negative in return. So I'm always about being positive about anything and everything, no matter if it's good or bad. So I don't have a choice but to be positive. But savings has been a huge relief for me, and I haven't had to worry as much as of now about my finances with being laid off. So there you go, save them coins. Faithfully_focused asks, if you could move anywhere else in the US to move, where would it be? I have no clue. Like, I don't know. I love Texas. I love how affordable it is here. I love how it doesn't get freezing cold here. I love like the food here. I love the shopping here. I feel like the bigger cities are starting to get even bigger, and it's giving more of a like big city vibe. I just love Texas. So I'm not sure. I used to think New York, but I can't do the prices. The cost of living is crazy there, so probably not there. LA is just not me at all. So I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. Cortes would say Seattle because he loves that part of the US, but for me, I'm not sure. I just love Texas, so who knows? Lulu Hunt 11 asks, what was the reason or significance for Val's name? There isn't really one. The name Valerie just felt natural to us, and we loved it since day one, so it just felt natural for us to choose her name, and her middle name is after my paternal grandfather. So that part has significance, but her first name does not. This question is good. Married Life 20 asks, in what order would you prioritize these 4 things and why? Being a mother, God, being a wife, and yourself. And I would easily say God, myself, being a wife, being a mother. And the reason why I say that is because God, I feel like, comes first. He keeps everything in order. And then me, because I feel like I'm totally and completely useless if I am like not prioritizing myself. And after that, my marriage, because my marriage has to come first. I feel like for us personally, if my marriage is not in sync, cohesive, together, on the same page, we are one, then like us parenting fails. Like everything just does not flow if the heads of the household are not together. So I am all about prioritizing myself, then my marriage, and then being the best mom that I can be to my daughter. And I feel like doing all that and keeping that structure for me just works so well, and it keeps everything balanced, and it's a chain that just works together, and we are all on the same page. So it works out. Tay_Carol 08 asked, how has being a mom changed you? Honestly, I feel like it hasn't changed me that much. For the most part, I feel like I'm pretty much the same because I feel like I was already very like compassionate, very like understanding, very kind of slow paced in some ways prior to Val. But I find the one thing that I have learned since having Valerie is patience. I have such low patience, y'all. I always have been, and I'm working on that. But Val has taught me patience like to the utmost. Like I have to be so just like patient with her and caring with her and just super loving to her and letting her know that mommy has her back, like I'm her girl, like we gonna be besties to the end, and just like being patient with her feelings, her emotions, what she does, even when she messes up sometimes, like I have to be patient with her and just understand that she is still growing and learning and she will get there one day, but of course she's still so small. Everything else I feel like is pretty much the same, just in a better form. Mercy_O asked, are you planning on having a boy? We honestly do not care if we have a boy or a girl. We'd be happy either way, but we do plan to try maybe for one more kid. We are at the point now where we're trying to figure out if we want to keep Val as an only child or give her a sibling. There are benefits to both, honestly, so we're trying to figure out what works best for us and our family. We'll probably try for one more, and if it's a boy or a girl, we have no care at all. As long as they are healthy and happy and thriving just how Val is, we would be a-okay. So that concludes my very personal Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that I was able to answer the questions that you guys have wanted me to answer for quite some time. If you all enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And as always, I love y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.